Great to be here with all of you. I know that we are having our day 2, and we had great celebrations last night. Probably we have been enjoying some cachaça, which is very special here in Belo. Well, we are back here, and I want to first start by a big obrigado. Thank you for everything that you, our customers and partners, have been doing for us over these years. I know here in South America, as in the rest of the world, partnership is very special. And I say partnership because today, on day 2, we are more focused on partnerships. At Schneider Electric, partnership is the core of our DNA. And we are very privileged and proud and humbled that a lot of you here in South America, but also in the rest of the world, have been our partners. While we have been for 76 years in Brazil, you have been partners for 50 or even more years. So big thank you for that. And I hope that it shows how strong we are together and the value that we bring to our customers. And in this changing world, the ownership that we have together, the responsibility that we have together is becoming even more and more challenging. And you know, let's talk about over the next 30 to 40 minutes over how together we are able to work in this new world of sustainability and digitization and continue to create value and continue to win in the future, just as we have been winning in the past. It's great to be here in this part of the world, which is, you know, the food capital. We talk about energy, and I always say that it's first about human energy, which is about food, and you know, no better place than here, which is really the food basket. Just as it is contributing towards the energy transition with the vast resources of materials, of minerals that it has, and also very important in this part of the world because it is very rich in biodiversity, and 40% of the world biodiversity is here. So, you know, let's start the conversation, and those of you who have been here with us yesterday will see that there's a part of repetition because the context in which we are today does not change. And then I'm going to link it to how it is going to impact us as partners, and what do we need to be doing differently so that we can capture these challenges and capture the opportunities as well for our customers. So last 3 years have been very challenging for us. It's great to be here because before we were kind of isolated inside our rooms in front of screen, and we didn't have an opportunity to meet together like this, which is very important because in the end, it is all about people to people. It is all about relationship. It is all about how we are engaging with each other, and clearly engaging face to face versus engaging digitally. While we need to do that, but we can always do more when we are present face to face. Having said that, COVID has taught us a lot about digitization, and we have been able to do things that we were not able to do before COVID set in. And now that's a positive side of it. At the same time, we see that there is an acceleration of the climate challenges that we are facing. The climate challenges are about energy because 80% of the problem of carbon is around energy. And that is why we are here, and we are going to talk more about how we are able to manage this climate challenge together with electrification, which is at the core of how we transition the energy. And finally, we have also seen that in this new world of geopolitics, there is a lot of reshoring, which is calling for a lot of changes in the supply chain, and the global south, where we are today, is a beneficiary of what is happening in the world. And you know, the expectations from us together are to prepare for this reshoring and to serve not only the customers in our part, but also in the rest of the world. So let's talk first about the challenge of carbon, the challenge of the energy crisis that we have, which is a carbon crisis. We all have signed up for 1.5 degree temperature rise. Okay? And today the path that we are in is a path to 2.5 degrees, as you can see in the yellow color. Clearly, this is going to be, it's not going to be good for us. We are already seeing the impact of climate, the rising sea level, the extreme temperatures that we are facing, the droughts, the floods, the rain on extreme side. And this is something that we obviously don't want and we have to control. So in order to achieve the net zero by 2050 or 2060 in that range, what is very important is the first milestone is 2030. And this milestone is not so far away because we are already in 2023, so it's 7 years left. We have already spent 23 years of the decade of this 30 years. So we need to be doing things 3 times faster in the remaining 7 years. At the same time, the amount of carbon that we need to save is 3 times more. We are all committed to about 10 gigatons, but what we need is almost about 30 gigatons of saving that we need to do. So this is a challenge, and if we don't meet the 2030 challenge, 2050 or 2060 is going to be that much far away. Now the good news is that technologies exist today that are able to help us today in the short term, and a short term I mean by 2030, that are going to help us achieve those objectives, which is all around what we will talk more, which is energy efficiency and electrification. While we talk about the need for more electrification, because as you can see here, the use of electricity is the cleanest form of energy that is available today. It is the cleanest vector of decarbonization. The amount of electrification is going to increase, as you can see, over the next 20 to 30 years, and that increase is phenomenal. Every decade, it is going to double from the previous decade. Electricity as a percentage of total energy consumption is roughly around 18 to 20% of what we use today. And this is going to increase to close to 50%. And this is already happening. We are already moving to electric cars, which is a big shift from fossil to clean form of energy. We are seeing that with the way we are cooking, moving away from gas to electricity. It is happening with heating and cooling, with the use of heat pumps. And all of that is going to drive a lot more of electrification. At the same time, it is very efficient because when we use electricity, we are directly able to move the motors. Take the case of electric car. We are able to move the wheels of the car directly with the motors, so we are not losing any energy in the transmission of power into those wheels. And therefore, every time we are electrifying, we are actually saving a lot more energy, while also making sure that it is clean. And therefore, it is not a surprise that this is going to increase the level of electrification and the consumption of electricity. The second part, or I would not say in the sequence, but the other thing which is happening in parallel is all about digital. We've heard yesterday that we have just completed the episode 1, which is the deployment of internet on the internet of people. Now we have to move to episode 2, which is about internet of things, which is people to the environment, people to machines, and machine to machine. And this is something today that is possible, which is driving, as you can see here, the number of IoT devices which are going to be there. And this is exactly where we come in, because we are in the business of Internet of Things, and it is impacting the way we operate, the way we work with our customers, the way we work with each other is fundamentally going to change. Or I would rather say it's already changing. Now, thanks to this digital and electrification, we are able to drive a lot of efficiency because digital brings visibility to electricity. It brings visibility to the energy that we are consuming, using, and controlling. And therefore, the combination of electricity as well as digital is what is going to drive the sustainability. Digital is about efficiency because we are now able to monitor, we are able to see where we are consuming, how we are consuming, and therefore act on it and to mitigate it. At the same time, electricity, which can be decentralized, we can generate on our solar, on our roofs, in our homes, whether it's a home, office, a hotel, or an industry. It is driving the decarbonization and ensuring that while it is more efficient, it is very clean, and we are able to continuously optimize with a combination of electricity as well as digitization. And going back to what I said, this is what is going to help us reduce our consumption of carbon first by 50%, which is the first milestone by 2030. Okay? Now, I talked about it in the context of where we are today. It becomes very relevant and it becomes very important for us to continue to work on it, even though the amount of electricity that is produced today here is largely renewable, but clearly when we are going to, what we have to do is to shift to the use of more electricity in order to drive this need for I would say for 50% reduction in amount of carbon. What at Schneider Electric we say is that between the demand management, which is about electrification and energy efficiency, we are able to reduce 55% of the total carbon that is generated because of energy. And the remaining 45% could be managed by supply, which is the decarbonization and switching to green sources of energy. So here we are at Schneider Electric. As you can see, our purpose is to empower all, to see how we are able to bring these technologies to our customers and be together with you, our partners, be able to bring sustainability and efficiency for our customers. Now, before we go into it, I just want to share with you a little bit about Schneider Electric. What is new is, first, the Schneider Electric is a combination of energy management and automation. And then on top of that, it is about software. And this is a change from before which has happened. Software today is around 5% of our revenues. And more importantly, this Schneider Electric, if you look at this software, we are already number 3 in the world in terms of the software companies operating in the industrial environment. And this is the change that is happening in our industry. It is just like it happened in the computer industry. It was about hardware to hardware plus software. Same for us, that it is moving from hardware, from good circuit breakers to interaction of circuit breakers and the digital platforms like EcoStruxure that Schneider Electric is bringing. And this is what you, our partners, we have to be ready for in the future. On one side, so in order to make this happen, we are investing, we continue to invest heavily in our R&D and to build this future. And this is what, you can depend on Schneider Electric, that we are investing heavily to prepare for this future, which is going to be very different from the past. The second part is about the deployment and how we are selling. And as you can see here, it is about the growth of e-commerce, which is how we are digitally engaging with our customers. The e-commerce is growing at 2 times faster than the rest of Schneider Electric, especially on the transaction business. And this is another important thing which is happening for all of us and is going to impact us, not just in terms of the technology, but also how we manage the technology and take the technology to our customers, which is going to become more digital, I would say a lot more digital than what it is. And this pace of digitization in terms of customer engagement is only going to increase. Now, how we are building the technologies to bring this to our customers, we say that there are 5 integrations that are essential for efficiency to happen. And these are the 5 integrations that we are working on. And I will repeat this from yesterday, but more in a context of what it means for us to prepare, to be able to drive that efficiency and to drive those net zero goals for our customers. The first is about energy and automation, which is, in the past, I always say that, and you've probably heard it, that we used to be, looking at circuit breakers or looking at electrical panels, whether it's medium voltage or low voltage, and we used to look at industrial automation, which is more about the process, about the drives, about PLC. We were looking at it very discreetly. If you had a problem in the panel, you went to the panel, you opened the panel, and you fixed the issue, right? If you had a problem in the drives, you go to the drives, you open the drives, you open the PLC, and you fix it. Now, with this integration of energy and automation, thanks to digital, which is possible, you don't have to go anywhere. You can see everything from your screen, what is happening on the energy side, what is happening on the automation side. So we have to be ready for this first level of integration. The second is the vertical integration, which is happening, that we are able to act on what is happening in the shop floor, which is directly connected to the cloud. In order to make what is happening in the drive or what is happening in the panel visible, we need to be connected to the cloud. And this is creating the data. This is creating the ability for us to act remotely, and this is only possible thanks to digitization. The third integration is how we are optimizing across the full life cycle for our customers. We start to design, build, and use the same to integrate into operation and maintenance, which is helping us optimize right from the time of design and avoid the surprises when we start to operate and maintain. And more importantly, we are able to do that in real time, which is the true digital twin. And again, with Schneider Electric, with the software portfolio, going back to what I said, with ETAP, you have an energy twin. With Aveva, you have a digital twin. With you have a carbon twin. So you have all that you need in order to ensure that you're optimizing the performance across the full life cycle. The fourth one is about how we are able to manage from site by site to managing it in a unified operating center. So if you have multiple factories or our customers have multiple factories, you are able to look at those sites not individually, but are able to look at it at full in one place. You are able to compare, you are able to benchmark, and you are able to therefore drive a lot of performance improvements across those multiple sites. And not to mention that by using one software, you can manage all the sites. So there is an efficiency also in terms of the investments that you are going to meet thanks to this level of integration. And finally, when we have all those demands, we are able to link it to the right supply, which is able to ensure that we have the greenest and the cheapest source of energy at all points of time. And this is the integration of supply and demand, which is also made possible. Now this at another scale is through smart grids, through microgrids, which is also doing this level of integration. And these are, I would say, some of those integrations thanks to digitization that are helping us drive efficiency. In the context of where we are today, you have seen, I'm sure, in our marketplace, or you would see in the marketplace, which is right behind, how we are able to bring some of these integrations across different segments, across different applications for our customers. And I would say one of the things that we need probably to keep in mind is start to think of how at the end of these 2 days, we are able to see we are bringing those solutions to our customers. And if you are a customer, hopefully you are able to see how these technologies are going to benefit you, and Schneider here with his partners is ready to deliver to you. Now, every time we talk about digitization, we talk about technology, it's not just about technology. It is also about how we deploy these technologies. And it also needs a change in terms of how we go to market, in terms of how we transform ourselves. Whether, in our own employees, we are able to skill them up and to prepare them for the change for these technologies. Of course, it has to be done in the new world, which is managing the energy, managing a very balanced lifestyle. It is about bringing the best-in-class customer experience for our customers, best-in-class digital experience for our customers. It is about how we are able to work with you, our distributors, our panel builders, our system integrators, in terms of understanding these technologies and thinking how we will deliver it to our customers. So it is about technology, and it is also about the changes that we need to make fundamentally to ourselves in order to be ready to deliver this to our customers. And once that happens, is only then we are able to scale up and bring the true value of all these solutions that we have to our customers. Okay? So that's something that we need to think as we work on the digitization. Now, coming back, as I said, that partnership is very key for Schneider Electric. We truly believe in an open system. All this digital technology, they are interoperable, which means that you could be plugging in a Schneider product, you could be plugging in sensors coming from other manufacturers, depending on what the customer needs, into our solutions and being able to deliver to the customers. And this is what partnership is about. And this is what we have been doing over the years. As you can see, globally, almost 60% of our revenues, much more than half of our revenues, is coming through what we do through partners. You're very important to us, and you will remain to be important for us. Key is, how do we transform and ensure that we are ready for these new technologies to be taken by all of you together to our customers. The same, I would say, at the level of South America. We see here, whether you are a panel builder, whether you are a system integrator, whether you are a distributor, you are an eco expert, you are the ones who are taking the solutions that we have at Schneider Electric to the end customers on the other side. And therefore, you are a very important piece in the delivery of these solutions to our customers. And again, you can see the numbers. The numbers are only increasing as we come more closer to South. Okay? This is the same for Brazil, and I think what I want you to take is the consistency in the way Schneider Electric operates. Whether it's at a global level, whether it's at a regional level, or whether it's at the local level, here at a national level, we are having a very consistent philosophy, and it kind of hopefully gives you more confidence that partnership remains at the core, and we want to do more with you. Now, in order to do that, let's look at some of the things that are changing the partner landscape and the way we work together, right? So the first one is about digitization and e-commerce. We have seen today that the journey of the customer is starting at search, and it is finishing with delivery at the first phase, and then there is an operate and maintain after that. This whole journey from search to deliver is becoming digital. How ready are we in order to deliver this to our customers. Today we said that the penetration of e-commerce, it was there in the previous slide, in South America is at 16%. We are sure that this is going to move to 50% and maybe even more in the future. So it is all about phygital, it is about omni-channel, and how we are ready to respond to our customers in this manner. The second is, what we say here is about consolidation in the market. Digitization is sometimes it's a winner-take-all model. You look at Google, you look at Microsoft, you look at Amazon. They are strong in the space that they operate in. We have to see how we continue to be relevant, and therefore continue to create value for our customers. What we are also very happy to see is that over the years, when you have been partners with us for over 50 years and 60 years, we have seen how it has moved from generation to generation and continued that level of engagement that we have with Schneider. Thirdly, we talked about the technology, so I will not go into this, how we upskill ourselves, how we prepare for that. That's the third part. The next one is about price and price transparency. Digital makes the information available to all the customers at all times. And this is something that we have to be ready for. So the arbitrage, let's say, that we have in terms of price before is going to change. And it is going to change a lot more to the value that we bring, whether it's about availability, whether it's about delivery, whether it's about how we are able to service the customers. And that is what is going to change in the way we engage with our customers. And finally, it's about business models. You know, we talked about this technology. Digitization is a lot about the full cycle. It is about the total cost of ownership. It is about the total life cycle. It's not just about an initial capex, but it is capex plus opex. Therefore, how good we are in terms of our business model to make this happen, to service the customers after selling the products, because in terms of digital, we need to keep bringing the next level of software, the next version of software, and this is what is going to change from the way we were doing business before. And that's a question that we need to answer. Are we ready for that? So we have to be ready for it, and this is what will make and decide who are the winners of tomorrow. We know very well that what has worked in the past is not going to work in the future. And therefore, we need to change. We need to change together. And I think we can all see that it is happening. We are all working together towards this change. And that is what is going to decide the winners for tomorrow. So, what are the things that we need to do? Again, not a surprise. It's not rocket science, but you know, here is some of the things that we have summarized that are going to, if we act on, we are better prepared to be the winners for tomorrow. So of course it is about customer centricity. We have to understand the application of the customers, and it is not just about product selling. It is about solution selling. It is about end-to-end that starts to matter much more. It's about digital. It's about omni-channel. We talked about that. The value that we are adding and bringing to the customers, because there is price transparency, because the customer has more choices now thanks to being digital, and therefore we have to find that unique value that we are able to bring and those unique solutions that we are able to tailor for our customers. Of course, it is about sustainability. At Schneider Electric, we are on the path of net zero. We are committed that by 2030, in our Scope 1 and Scope 2 operations, we'll be net zero. But it's something that even you need to think for your businesses and how you are on that path. And clearly, we at Schneider Electric are here to support you as part of that journey. It is about more efficiency, because there will always be a challenge on profitability. And while we are becoming more efficient, while we are becoming more sustainable and therefore more efficient, it is only going to help us in the bottom line and prepare for the investments that we need to make for the future. And finally, it is about collaboration. Sustainability, digitization is not a journey that we can take alone. And therefore, it becomes even more important for our partnership to become stronger. And it is the collaborating, the ones who are able to collaborate, the ones that are able to work in an open system are the ones that are that will be winning tomorrow. Those are some of the things that we feel. Now, for us, what we are saying is, therefore, there is an evolution of the partnership that we have between us. You have to expect things from us, and we expect things from you. And this is how, our partnership gets stronger. And we commit to what we have to do for each other. Okay? On the side of Schneider, clearly it's about innovation. It is how we are able to bring technology, how we are able to bring those architectures by each of the segments that we operate in that we'll bring to our customers for tomorrow. It is about how we manage the data, because when it is digital, it starts with data. And we heard yesterday about our data hub, which is so critical in terms of how that data is organized, how the data is time-stamped, how that data is interrelated and well mapped. Okay? So those are things that you expect from us, and therefore it is more about digital marketing and also the new business models that I talked about. That's on us to see how we prepare and bring the new policies that would be required for us to operate in the new business models. What we expect from you, our partners, is how you are investing in upskilling, how you are investing in technology, in the new profiles of people that are required to deliver that to our customers. It is about preparing for this new supply chain, which is a combination of hardware and software, and how we are able to remove, I would say, some of the low value added things which are not required. Take, for example, how we are able to integrate our systems so that we don't have to spend time on planning for inventory. All those things can be automatized and therefore make our operations much more leaner and much more simple. And finally, it is about trust and data sharing, which is important because in this digital world, we will have to exchange data and we'll have to trust each other, how we use that data in a very responsible manner to create value for our customers. So those are some of the things that in the context of what is changing, how you and I need to change so that we are ready to answer the needs of the customers for tomorrow. Now, the good news is that we are already in this journey. I'm here now going to share some of the examples, and therefore it's an evolution that we have to be making. Here is an example of what Metrum, our partner, has been doing with a leading mining company here in Brazil, which is also very global, has been working on a smart energy program for them. And you see the value here, which is close to 12 million of savings that the customer got in 3 months. And I let you imagine if that is extrapolated, what are the savings that the customer will have. So great example. Another good example coming from IHM, who is again focused in various segments, and here they have the combination of automation and energy together because they are panel builders, but also they are doing system integration and are able to bring the first level of efficiency that we talked about to the customers in the mining segment. Is with AMC, which has been modernizing the e-houses for a utility. So again, it's a very different segment. It's a very, in the utility area as well, where we are able to integrate our software layer, which is what we call as EcoStruxure Asset Advisor on top of our panels to deliver, as you can see here, close to 30% savings for our customers, and also reducing the amount of space that is required in terms of manufacturing this e-house. Louisville has a relationship over 20 years with Schneider Electric, and they are certified in all power solutions, both low voltage and medium voltage solutions. And here is a great example for what has been done in the pulp and paper industry in order to bring the same productivity and cost savings for our customers. And it's another example from a very different segment in food with Volga, which has been driving and leveraging what we have through our PME, which is a very strong edge control layer on top of the connected products, our panels to drive and bring the productivity saving for the customers in food and beverage industry. Another example, which is coming again from minerals and from mining industry, and what is unique about this is this was a project which is not just saving cost, as you can see, but it's also about how the operation is automatized to reduce the number of physical hands that are engaging on the mine site, and therefore it is leading to a zero accident site, which is what, of course, we want. And finally, another example from the data center industry, where Wepan has been bringing across the solution of reliability and improving that for the customers in data centers. And while they have been with us for over 30 years, and I've been making this transition. So, as you can see through these examples, that really thank you, our partners that have been working, and I'm sure there are many more that you have been doing. We are already moving in this path of digitizing the layer on top of our wonderful products. Now we have to see how we are able to add more value with all the new softwares, with all the new applications, and integrating all of this on the 5 levels that we have said and more, and bringing that to our customers. And this is why we are here, and hopefully what we have been showcasing across the wall is what we will be taking more in the future. So encourage you to continue this dialogue that we have started yesterday, the conversations that we have started yesterday, to see how we prepare for this tomorrow, which is beautiful, which is sustainable, which is green, which is making sure that our next generations continue and probably do more on what we are going to build together. Because it's about how we build together. And it is about collaboration, it's about partnership, and that is how we are going to win and continue to win in the future. And we deliver this mission of bringing more sustainability and efficiency to our customers. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of the day.